Hello and good morning. That's loud, but I'm outside, so what do I expect? It is Thursday, September 7th, and I haven't recorded anything recently, so I thought I'd do a few videos today. First, I'm really tired. Kennedy had a really rough night sleeping, and she's been having rough nights for like the last week, and I realized it's because she's teething again. So she has her 4 top teeth. She had 3 bottom ones, so she just had another bottom one poke through. And I think she has a couple more that are starting to come up to the surface of her gum line. So she's been pretty miserable. But she's been really hard to console and like get back to sleep. So I've been having a really rough time at night. And I think because of my pregnancy hormones plus the lack of sleep, I'm just getting really frustrated, and my fuse has been really short, and I feel really bad because like last night I was trying to calm her down and like get her to go back to sleep, and I didn't want to feed her another bottle because she's over 1 now and they tell you not to do that, but she would not go back to sleep, and she was crying, I was crying, and I said out loud, I don't want to do this, and I felt really bad because I'm sure she probably felt my negative energy. So rough night. Not sure what we're gonna do to make that better. She has a doctor's appointment on tomorrow, actually. So we'll talk to her pediatrician and see what they suggest, but I feel really bad. I am 11 weeks and 3 days today. I'm going to do an update for you guys in a little bit. I am walking into my office right now, so I will catch you guys probably this afternoon when I pick Kennedy up from daycare and before our friends come over for dinner. So I'll see you later. So just another little update. So this is what I look like currently. Starting to get a little bit of a bloat. Well, a bump, this is more the bloat. But like I said, this is 11-3, baby number 2. This is what we're working with this time. Definitely showing a lot sooner than I did with Kennedy. Hello, friends. So it's been a few hours now. Well, it's been 8 hours because I was at work all day. So this morning I was talking about how Kennedy's sleep has been not so bueno, and then I shared a bump update, and now I will just give you a general update as to what's going on with baby number 2. So I've had a lot of people ask me because in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, we are doing our gender ultrasound. The place that I went to with Kennedy did hers at 13 weeks, so we're doing the same thing with this baby. 1, because I have no patience. 2, because the other part of me wants to find out as soon as possible, because if it's another girl, I literally have nothing to worry about when it comes to clothes. And anyone that has kids knows how expensive it is to clothe children, especially the first year that they are alive, because they grow so fast, they just fly through the sizes. So if I have another girl currently cooking in my tummy, I do not have to worry about that. And I will be super excited because on top of that, I will not have to redecorate the nursery. I can leave it exactly how it is, and then Kennedy would just get her big girl room, and we would just have to decorate that. There's the wins with that. However, if it's a boy, I will have to start from ground zero with the clothes. I personally don't know if my brother still has clothes from when my nephew was a newborn, so I don't think I can rely on hand-me-downs, and everyone else around me is having boys, and they've already had boys, so they're keeping all their clothes. So I don't really have a whole lot of options for secondhand clothes if we have a boy. So I'm mildly stressed out if it is a boy, because I literally have to start from zero. We would have to repaint the accent wall in the nursery, because currently right now it's pink and blue. I don't really think that will fly. So then I'd have to decorate 2 kids' rooms. And while it can be done, They would just be a whole heck of a lot easier if it was another girl. I do not have a preference, however. I'm just speaking logistics of what would be easier. So, the other thing is, Anthony and I have talked about this because at one point we were like, how many kids do we want to have? And I always thought I wanted 2. Well, when Kennedy was born, I was like, oh my gosh, give me all the babies. And I love babies. I do. But after being pregnant right now and having a 1-year-old, I do not know if I would want to have another child after this one. And if I did, I almost would feel inclined to wait until this child is like 3 or 4 before making that decision. So, I've had people ask me, like, do you think this will be your last kid? I have no idea. We'll see how we feel after we get settled in as a family of 4. There's a lot of advantages of having only 2. You're never going to be outnumbered when it comes to your kids. That's a major bonus in my opinion, because it's like, okay, Dad, you focus on child 1. Mom, I'm focusing on child 2. Simple. That's how it was in my house when I was a kid. Me and my brother are 18 months apart. And my parents said the first 4 years after I was born were a complete blur, but it got a lot easier after that. So, with that being said, I'm keeping that in mind because that leads me to the first point that I was making about having a 3rd child, is I wouldn't want to have one probably right away, just after how I'm feeling right now. And I don't know if I'd want to start from scratch with the newborn phase when my youngest child is 4, because then they're out of diapers, they're potty trained, they're almost ready for elementary school. Like, you don't have to worry about daycare once they get to elementary school. It's just a lot, I don't know, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things to think about. So, we're still up in the air. Right now I'm going to say we're only going to have 2. If it's a boy, Anthony's going to say we are done. And I'm okay with that. If it's another girl, he's already told me. I might always wonder, if we had a 3rd, would it be a boy? So, and he's from a family of 3, and he will tell you, which I need to introduce Anthony, by the way. A lot of you are friends of mine, so you already know who my husband is, but for those of you that don't know, I will have him on a video here soon. Maybe I'll just do like an meet my husband video. But Anthony is one of 3 boys. He is the oldest. He is 4 years older than his middle brother, and he is 5 years older than his youngest brother. So the 2 other boys are a lot closer in age. They're 18 months apart, and then Anthony is 4 years older than them. So that dynamic's always been really interesting to me. So if we were thinking about having a 3rd, we'd be doing the opposite, where the first 2 are close in age and the last one's a few years younger. So another thing to think about, because I've watched those 3 and how they interact, and it's very interesting. Anthony always said he's felt like the 3rd wheel because he was the oldest, and you know, the other 2 were like a grade apart in school and had a lot of the same friends. They had more things in common because they were like at the same stages of their life. So that's another thing to consider when we talk about how many more kids we want to have, because I feel like having someone close in age, like I did with my brother, was imperative to like how we grew up and got along. And I honestly think it made my parents' life a lot easier growing up, because we had a lot of the same friends. We only were in different schools for like 1 grade at a time, and then other than that we were always in school together. When my brother got his driver's license, he drove both of us to school. Things were just a lot easier on my parents that way. And quite frankly, my brother and I are very close now as adults. We did bicker a lot as kids, I will say that. And I don't know if it's because a lot of people thought I was older than him, and he's actually older than me. So I don't know if that was part of it or what, but we will see. So as far as symptoms, a lot of people ask me this because they're like trying to guess if we're gonna have a boy or a girl. But I think I feel like it is another girl. I feel exactly the same way I did when I was pregnant with Kennedy. And a lot of people that I know that have one of each said that each pregnancy they felt like totally different. And the people that have babies of the same sex said they felt really similar during both of their pregnancies. So if I'm going off of that theory, I'm going to say that this one's a girl. We find out in less than 2 weeks. Not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, 20th. So, stay tuned. I'll probably post another video again before then. But that's where we're at. I'm 11 weeks, 3 days today. Definitely looking, in my opinion, looking pregnant at this point because I haven't not been pregnant for that long. Just not even a full year, so the muscle memory is just like, hey, yeah, I remember this. Let me make you look like you're pregnant. And it's like, it's too early. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I hope to have something else up for you soon, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their week. Glad it was a short one. And yeah, we'll catch up with you next time.